Now, a flagship car like an Alpina B7, as you can imagine, is going to be flagship tech. Let me give you a quick taste. We could be here all day showing all of it. Obviously, this day and age, you're all LCD. There's not a physical gauge in the place. This is a really nice looking new rendition of the 7 Series LCD dash. You see it's got a different Alpina look and yet another different Alpina look when you go into sport mode. Their theme is kind of green and blue. Note the green stitching on the wheel and the nice blue in their badge. Speaking of those modes, you've got Sport Mode, Comfort Mode, Eco Mode, and an Adaptive Mode that figures out the other 3 for you if you're too lazy to pick one. And of course, a couple of those have special settings you can do in advance as well. You can spend all day getting this car in the mode you like, but that's BMW. Now here's our iDrive screen, our second screen, also a big LCD, great big LCD. By the way, only 2 LCDs. What's taking so long? Audi just rolled out a look at their new 8, which is going to have 3 LCDs, and get rid of all this gimcrackery down here. The button knob deal, they're going to go to all touch, but that's not here yet. Over here is iDrive. If you haven't been in a BMW in the last year or two, this is a whole new iDrive to you. That's the way it always should have been. You've got this array of cards here. Notice how things are moving. That gives you an early indication that we have gesture control here. I can turn my hand if I want to raise the volume without touching the knob, or I can just move my hand a few inches and use the knob. I find the gesture thing silly, but it sure is cool. One of the improvements I'm really impressed by here is you can go to almost any screen in the car, hit the voice button, and call out a navigation instruction. Navigate to CBS Interactive in San Francisco.
CBS Interactive, San Francisco, 235 2nd Street.
See, that's pretty cool because I was able to use free-form language. I didn't have to tell it a street and then a state and all the other nonsense. I just said what I want. Now, beyond that, this is still lame compared to a smartphone because it doesn't know much about me. It's got no history, no calendar, no preferences like I have in my world of Apple or Google, but it's a good step forward. Now, you've got a variety of apps, none too cutting edge. Carplay is available here. No Android Auto. That irritates me, but I'm an Android guy. Press the button with the car with the green circle around it, and you can explore the adaptive driving assists. There are many settings around them, and there's not much missing here. Oh, by the way, the active lane keep on this car is almost violent. I've never driven a car that yanked me back in the lane more. We haven't even gotten to the back seat yet. Once you do, everything's back there. You got these nice big screens on the rear of the seats. I'm not a big fan of those, but they are a crowd pleaser. I'm more interested in this control tablet here in the console that lets you have remote access to much of the functionality of the iDrive in the front. That's cool. There are 2 levels of luxury rear seating with different amounts of recline, center console, massage, heating, cooling. And finally, the sunroof in this car isn't 1, it's 2. It's optional, but it's a dual panoramic roof that gives everybody their own little piece of sky. And I haven't even scratched the surface on some cameras that look forward to help the suspension preset itself. The transmission talks to nav to put the powertrain in the right mode for the kind of road ahead. And this is one of those cars you can park and unpark outside of it with the remote control key fob. If you want tech in your cabin, you can't do a whole lot more than what's in this one.